phone. We want to call him now, as a matter of fact. Because, as I said, the holiday rush done now, so we have more time. We do have to talk in between the ads them. I hope tomorrow is the same thing. So meanwhile, we are waiting for the operator for link I-5. We want to talk about what transpired at Scott's Pass today. You know, there was a demonstration at Scott's Pass today we want to hear because I-5 was out there. Meanwhile, we have I-5 on the line here. We wasn't out at Scott's Pass, so we said there was a demonstration going on. Blessed
love Rasta man.
Oh, you do, man?
Rasta part. But then I'll be here there, I say 2 days left for the year done. We couldn't tell the elders them say would I see all 2022 year Rasta.
I tell you, man. I remember when I just go on Mobile go live, man. And he's have a brother down there named Shearer. Shearer, him helped me find the land where we live on for 15 years. And I tell him, say, I'm going to plant a coconut tree. He say, where you go? Plant this coconut tree. Coconut tree takes 5 years to be. I'm not go there.
Exactly.
And that's from Aisha. That must be about 40 years ago to Rati.
And you drink several jelly and...
Oh, I plant all the tree, apple tree. All sorts of tree I plant and left it. Come up so again, come plant the same thing them. So,
and I reap them same.
Oh, you mean, man? All right.
But
so
our vision was just to plant it, even if we are left it to somebody else. That's how it go.
Yeah, man. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, tell me now we are going down there now, because we hear say police come down there, they're going to demolish the place. You know, I think it's Stephanie Marley.
Well, Stephanie Marley
responsible for
power of attorney from her mother based on a document that we saw when the ones that were living at the center did get notices from about 2 years ago or so, you know. And I think they had gone before, but, you know, there was a current case where they were judged in court, eviction. And we never even sure what did happen, because one of the time the ones that were going to court say, we bring back a paper to us to show some withdrawal on the part of an attorney named Hilton, who was, representing the Marleys. So we figured...
I mean, withdrawal. I mean, like, hold on. You mean that the Marley was withdrawing the thing about eviction?
That's a document we saw coming from the court, that there was some withdrawal from Marley's attorney. So we never know where it got till we hear say another thing, and Anna Barrington had this thing in court now representing the ones them there.
Yeah.
But finally we have now the ones them tell I and I that them get some information that them supposed to move out with benches from the tabernacle, the water tank we have there, and with drums. So we say, no, man, that's all that we know, and that's all buildings where dead here we have both buildings that would have included Marshanti's dwelling, which was authorized to be there by Nana Rita Marley.
Rita Marley, yes.
When Food for the Poor and the Rastafari Youth Initiative were agitating on her behalf, and they contacted Madam Marley and got permission that Food for the Poor could have built this nice dwelling there where that had housed Marshanti. Yeah, but since Marshanti went on to the Marley Foundation, home to the Edge, that building is there, and you know, we say, well, if there's any other elder need, would have occupied that space. Because you know, Rita had always wanted an elder's home at the
she have 100% Mary, remember?
Yes, and she had wanted one to be at Scott's Pass, and she indicated that the one she wanted at Scott's Pass would have been on her side of the property, because from the day we have been to Scott's Pass, and for the ones them who don't know, we are talking from 1987, when this land was given to the Nayabinge order by a word of mouth from Sister Rita Marley. She said it in 1987. She brought Prince David Makonnen, grandson of Emperor Haile Selassie I.
I remember.
She brought Theodos Tamrat, which is the grandson. of Ras Imru. If one remember that picture with two young princes on either side of a throne with Tafari sitting, and two young youths were holding his shoulders. That's Ras Imru and Ras Bela. So the grandson of Imru and the grandson of Haile Selassie came to Jamaica in 1987, and Rita brought them to Scots Pass to witness this gift that will be given to the order. So it's in royal presence from the house of Haile Selassie I that land groundbreaking took place at Scots Pass. So then, from then, Scots Pass was in, the Nyabingi books, because then Bongo Daniel had built a tabernacle. But because Sister Rita did not bring it to the attention of the wider congregation, she linked Bongo Daniel. Bongo Daniel actually never want, when she came to the Bingi in Portland Cottage, for it to come to the gathering's attention. So the groundbreaking was done outside of the house attention, and the gift was done outside of the house attention. So the house did not pay the tabernacle or the gift any mind. So when I and my brother Ivel saw that was happening, we met Rita at Radio Sunsplash. And when we spoke to her, we said, Sister Rita, that gift we give at the land is not accepted by the order, because it did not happen in the presence of the elders. So you need now to make that gift acceptable. You need to come to a Nyabingi.
Well, she come and mob here. She never come and mob here.
Yes, that was how she came to Montego
Bay
to concretize the gift now. Yes. Because the tabernacle was there nearly a year till Gilbert blew off a little section of it and things. So about 88, ending in November, she came to Scott to Pittsford, and with the presence of Julian Marley, young youth them time, they riding up in blocks.
Me remember him, man.
And say, the elders in particular, headed by Bongo Watto, refused the gift.
Reggae business.
Yeah, he said, no, man, them reggae people, we can't trust them and believe in them because
Tani, Bongo Watto.
In clarity, Bongo Watto spearheaded the attack against reggae and Sister Rita Marley, and he used derogatory adjectives to describe her.
Remember, man.
Little Muta, I've never seen a woman who was verbally, I would say, abused and stood up with grace and humility and answered Bongo Watto so humbly to say, Bongo Watto, have you ever listened to my songs?
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. You feel, say, that confrontation hardened the young Marleys them against the big house?
They knew nothing about that.
Them never use it, know it then, but them now know it now.
No, I don't think so, Muta, because Rita, even after that, was so cooperative with the order, because then she gave, even because she gave 20 grand at the onset of the gifts to start the tabernacle.
Yeah.
And even when that tabernacle went, we start upgrade it from thatch to zinc, and groove and tongue boards. We say we want a nice permanent structure. We don't really want the normal buildings. We want a center.
Catch up business.
Yeah, we not like nobody like if you build your house today, tomorrow you mash down, you're gone somewhere else. No, we need a center. And Rita gave us also funds when we went to her by Tough Gang. At that time, she was there, and she gave us some money too. We could have helped by some more boards, coupled with what we have. So she was always supportive, of what is happening. Sometimes she come there, she feel like with pace did I go too slow, because she always wanted the school, the elders' home. She said she would have built it on the other side. Come as if we fast track it up to 2010, we had a clinic. Because, enough Rasta love the doctor thing. And we find that enough of the elders, them are die because they not get no medical check, no good blood pressure check, and these things that happen, prostate cancer, take hold, and so we start having clinics, medical wellness days, undeniable centers. Scots Pass was one of those centers where we brought Dr. Anthony Hall in 2010 as a neurosurgeon. We had a whole team of dentists. We had gynecologists, we have optometrists, we have all kind of doctors coming who were Rastafari. Because
all right, let me ask you. Let me fast forward it little. Let me ask you a question now. With all of what is said, see, I will know it's a gift and all them. I will know Rasta stay as it relates to paper and all them something there. But no one never see it fit for ask Rita if she could have write down something on paper that future them would have know where I go on and everybody that know where I go on. Because watch them now. I only by the man them from them time they dead. And Rita now, she kinda she gets shook and all them up and can't talk and all them thing there. And now our younger children them are come up now, which obviously a whole heap of them don't see the necessity for the Rasta them over there. Or maybe them have plans for the land differently. Why is it that the eye them never secure some farmer a leverage in terms of document so that you can come in at this time and I say, but that is this and this is that. Why that never happened?
Give thanks, Muta. It happened, Muta. I brought it to Rita attention. Brother Miguel brought it to Rita attention. In fact, that Sister Rita had even commissioned Brother Miguel to get a surveyor. And that surveyor went there. Brother Miguel would remember a name. I can't just remember a name like that, but a surveyor was commissioned through Rita by Brother Miguel, went down to Scott's Pass. He needed a copy of the original title. He said we should have involved the two neighbors on either side so that when him do the math, because that was to divide the land in two, because Rita had promised us 50% of the property, half of the property. It was then she supplied a diagram that showed that the land was 27.5 acres. So in other words, we said we would have get probably 13 or even 10. Would have sufficed us, Let she keep the bigger half. Yes.
So who have that paper now? Who have the papers?
No, the surveying thing did not materialize.
Why? Why it never materialized?
The process started because Brother Miguel would tell you, say, Sister Rita wasn't forthcoming with the copy of the title, which really is in her name, because we got a copy of the diagram that's to Rita Anderson buying from another person. And on the whole diagram and layout. But that process did not happen. In 2010 now, when she came there, and at this wellness day, because one of her nurse friends, Sister Carol from Florida, was there too, and she was elated to see a Medicare day that brought the entire community. And you know, when we have the medical day, that the people of the community come out and Rasta afraid a doctor. So she came and saw her peers, and she saw a nice day, well organized, well put together. I gave her the tour of the facility to say, well, Sister Rita, you know, that's an upgraded bathroom facility we have there. Here is the female, here is the male. The male is undone but still usable. The female, yes, practically done, tiled and all. But over here, you know, this is the male facility, the female facility. We still need to have it. And we spoke of the things we want to do to finish. But I said, she said, then why don't you all finish these structures? I see all unfinished buildings. I said, Sister Rita, you know what's the main problem? When a brethren come who can help the finance, the first question he asked, brethren, the item have no documentation. And when we said no, he said, no, brethren, we can't put money further into, and the item have no real security. Mr. Sister Rita, all you got to do to help us in this regard is to do the subdivision. You started engaging Brother Miguel and all. And I remember clearly in 2010, she looked at me and said, well, you know, I have to consider my children and grandchildren. I said, no, but Sister Rita, that's different from the part that is ours. So you talk about children and grandchildren on your side, because you already did not this portion of land already for tabernacle and all.
So
we have always engaged Rita.
No, what you say after you say that? What you say after you say that?
She said, well, I'm telling you, I don't know about that. You know, I'd have to talk to my children and grandchildren.
And she could talk to her children and grandchildren.
Yes, well, I mean, later on, because since Rita was becoming ill, she came back to Scott's Pass a couple of years ago. And Dago would have told you that when he spoke with her, she was still the same person talking about the land, but still not coming up to say partition. But what happened, we saw when she came and have her workers fence the entire property and build a wall which would have separated the Nyabingi Center from her property and build herself a place as if when she come to Bingi, because she spoke to me about the serenity she feels when she come to the center. And I said, Nana, why not build yourself a home that if you come to Bingi, you can spend 2 nights there? She did that. And when she did that, she separated the partitioning of the land by putting a block fence on one side and she chain linked it right around. Yes. So we would have known what now. And she said, not 10 acres anymore. No, it would have been 5 acres. Yes. Because I don't see where you all are making progress with the development and all. And, I don't see any farming. I said, Nana, listen to me. When we have a tumultuous gathering, all this front area you're seeing here is parking. And Muta, you can attest that even when we have that ceremony, those front
more than one time we come a Bingi more than
parking one time. And tents occupy the whole of that front. So we could not be planting those areas where we know when Bingi.
So where the planting did I go on? And the planting did I go on?
Of course, Muta, all those coconut trees.
And
all them things
at
the back,
Yeah,
so
we
were making progress.
All right, wait a minute, Ivy. I can ask you something now. Because it seems as if you tell me, say, Rita did kind of, I say, well, something, I forgot really think about my children and my grandchildren, Yeah. So obviously, the paper thing we want to talk about never worked through. All right, but now we hear that is under Marley control now, and she's the one who decides, say, look here, we have to do something else with the land. Anybody get to talk to she personally?
Well, I have not spoken in terms of but I know consultation was going on even while some notices were served and all, and so on. But when we saw the partitioning done, even Stephanie came to the tabernacle. I wasn't there, but they were saying, what entity should the land be transferred to? So at that late stage, we say yes. It seems as if once it was fenced and partition, we say yes. Things is going to happen now. So we were on preparation to make that happen. And just the last 2 years when Corona started, we said, okay, all right, we need to give Sister Rita Marley the Imperial Majesty Empress Menon Award for her invaluable contribution to the Nyabingi Order to the African community. And we were in negotiation to have her come to Scotts Park, but by the May of that same year, security guards were placed at the gate. And it's like Corona start, and we end up with the same lockdown like Corona.
All right, all right. You see, we are hear the same thing them where we hear from them time. But me now hear the ayah tell me about the person who is responsible for the land now, which we hear is a Marley responsible for it.
Yeah.
None of the ayah them never go to her and have a reason with her towards that, because obviously, if you don't Rita say she get the land, this up half away you are say, she say, well, I can't get the whole life because I have to think about my family. And really and truly now the family not think about Rasta the way there. Like Bob Marley and she that think about Rasta. So you know quagmire now of trying to link what Rita did say with the land and trying to deal with the young Marley now with how you're going to move forward. But you said nobody no go talk to her. Nobody
contending in a Muta said that gift of 34 years was concretized in a way whereby we had no animosity on the part of Sister Rita.
The Marley.
And when we saw her partition the land to say this side is ours, that side is theirs, then we figured more or less that even though we didn't have paperwork, that was an established fact.
It's an established fact until a younger Marley come. It's an established fact until a younger Marley come, who, when she did say that, was little picking her up and down, never know where I go on. Yeah. And now them big enough now for seize land and take end land with them family, mother or father own.
And to revoke what mom had
yeah, but yes, but you see, that is where the conversation have to come now. The conversation have to reach now. We know what Rita say and what Rita never say. Because me did all dead on away them when Rita say certain things. So, all right. Yeah. When Rita said this and when Rita said that, that is one thing. Rita can't talk now and Rita can't walk. So she have ones and ones there, which is her family. And before she can't talk, she say she have to look out for her family, which no one can wrong her. Now, even if you have the thing for 30 years, and now you see where it reached now, where them all lock out the rest of them out of the place. No one still know talk to the man, the young Marley.
There was dialogue, there was constant dialogue. We engage Sister Desta, who is an attorney and friend of Rita in terms of arbitration. But at one point we heard that arbitration doors are closed. So what else could we do no more than we are look on the legal ramification of a gift for 34 years that we have occupied without any molestation, and then to just hear say, all that is revoked. We're not here to talk about anything else more than we have to go. So I
all right, so them decide to go demolish everything with upon the property. That them say?
Well, the board structures would have been the first phase, because we are talking about concrete and steel beams of tabernacles and rafters and things. We're not talking about.
Yeah, I'm plano grave. I'm plano grave.
Yes, and we're talking about the ancestral remains that is on that land. Mortimer Planner, Bongo Sheffan, Bongo Gabby, Granny Ivy, and a little baby that
help carry Plano go down there. Help carry Plano go down there.
First, I know that one. I wasn't on the island and that, but, you know, even Mortimer Planner's grandson came at Scottsdale just last week. And when he came there, he had hell to go through the gate because security would not let him in to come and see the remains of his father. And he's after consultation and his passport picture gets taken and WhatsApp would give and them verify it as him, then them get the green light to open the gate. So all
right, so what is going to happen? What is going to happen now? What is going to happen now?
I think only a legal pursuit can give you any justice, because there's no arbitrary room open to deny being the order. We have to explore the legality of the victim.
So Miguel was the one who was representing the Nyabing house, Miguel?
Yes, in terms of this land issue from that time that Rita had said, Brother Miguel, you need to get a surveyor and do a subdivision.
So when Miguel, I don't know. What is Miguel's position now?
Well, I have been reasoning with him and listening to his program earlier. He's now presenting some, paperwork, looking back at some files of some things that was done and started to see how best now we can challenge this thing again legally. Some things...
Miguel never... Everybody here said them lock out the rest of them about 2 years ago now. The lawyer, which is, you say is Miguel now representing, never said that they go on and have to do... cover up something, quick do something.
Everyone knew we engage in our international lawyers in conference with Miguel, that the Jasmine Diargis and Kwasi from IDOR, and we had Zoom meetings trying to discuss this whole thing. I mean,
with who not discuss it with? Now? No, you discuss it with Edge.Rasta. We are talking about discuss it with the Marley. You know, talk about discuss it with the Edge.Rasta.
No,
you have Zoom meeting both with Rasta to Rasta.
Marley saying things, we are writing letters, their door of arbitration has closed, so we know how to regroup now to see how best can we challenge this thing to where it reaches today, right now.
So that challenge it reach now then?
Yeah, because if you don't leave with no room for dialogue, and then the occupants there are being forcefully removed, but the thing about it, we have not seen a court order. Because, they consulted the police enforced and no, them can't move on it like that. Years in the dead, so the court has to give an order for us as police to go there to ensure that no violent action take place, no forced removal take place. It's an order of the court. So even today, the police...
So them going to look the order or...
No, so them going to look the order. Court order as yet. Brother Miguel said he has seen something from some attorney, but the occupants of the land have not physically seen a court order with their names to say that the court of Jamaica or the Supreme Court has said you have to vacate this premises. They, by word of mouth.
So if them come with it tomorrow, where they hide them? If them come with it tomorrow, what is the next move? If them come with it tomorrow,
if the court says they have to move.
Yeah, if the paper comes in the next 7 days. If it comes tomorrow.
Compliance would have to be, because this is the court of the land saying that. Then probably a legal counteraction through our representation would have to ensue to see how we can reverse a decision like that. So that is where we're at right now. But today, we decide, well, if that is happening, we have to voice our opinion. I mean, the order was based on the union we had with the Marley family, because, every birthday since 9 to 5, a bus come at Scott Park and 4 in the morning, because we have to before 6 with drums and chant for the whole day. We did it all when music is like bingy and flap sound box to how the energy was high. At Tough Gun, at Marley Museum, every Bob Marley Earth Day. So we had a close relationship with Nana Rita, with the family. They know we make representation from Jamra Cruise, the One Love concert.
All right, you have to remember, say, Bridget.
We didn't more want.
Yeah, no, we're not bad, but you have to remember, say, listen to me. Yeah, but listen now, Ivy. Listen, Ivy.
Yes, sir.
I are elder and you are elder now, We can't say we're not elder again, because that the youth them say no. Alright, so you want to know. You see the I'm for them where they dead from them time there, them gone.
Some of them.
Them dead. You understand?
Some of them.
Most of them where they...
Yeah,
that go still there. But you may say no. So if we there so now, and they hide them and make representation, and they hide them have a lawyer, and go on now. And there's no talk, because you say no, dialogue close. From Stephanie's name?
Yes, Stephanie Marley, yeah.
Stephanie Marley, I think Stephanie Marley is the one who this. Nobody don't know what them going to do with the land. Nobody don't know if the land is up for sale. What am I going to do with the land?
I'm not sure. That is left to be seen. I noticed that.
Where you hear?
Well, I just know them want.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I just hear so they want to assume the custody of the property. I don't know what plans they have to the land. I just noticed that the land now, since I went here today, and my son lived there, Because all we say, Iverton, it said, no, may I represent the Bingy House. When them give the Bingy House notice, then I will go. They have not given the Bingy House notice. Only who live on the land get notice, but the Bingy House don't get a notice to say, done with that, done with that. Mr. Iverton, from them lock the gate, it means that they must stop the Bingy from going. But him say, well, until that day, he will be there. So, it's when I hear now say the land is being cleaned up, bushwhacked, we did it today while we are chanting, we see cleaning up going on. So we are anticipating that something is about to happen, which we don't know. We won't speculate until it unfolds. Them say, Brother Nancy said, Tana seen us spoil the sport. That's what we are looking to see. What is gonna happen? What is gonna happen? Is there a possibility that the land is up for sale? Did anybody ask that? If it was up to sale, anybody ask that? And the liar them ask it? Eh? No, I don't.
No, the sign must gone up.
Well,
maybe that question we should have asked.
We just know Stephanie asked.
No, maybe that question we should have asked. Eh?
Well,
no, where say?
I don't know if anyone that asked, but from a house position, we never ask a question if it's up for sale. Yeah.
Well, maybe that question they should have asked. No, what I say, we don't know, but maybe that question they should have asked.
But if it's up for sale, Muta, our 5 acres couldn't be up for sale.
No, why not?
Because it's ours. It's ours. Rita
what is the evidence of that? But Rita Marley can't talk. Rita Marley can't talk, Virgin.
There's so much evidence. I mean, it has been...
You can't call Rita Marley you can't call...
There is still living with...
Babylon deal with paper, you know.
No, you have some contracts...
Babylon deal with paper, you know, Virgin.
Some contracts are oral and binding just as the physical paper contract.
Yeah, but
you know,
but them like can't find them can't see.
You see how them assume pinnacle by adverse possession, yeah? Because tax never appear and some other man go pay the tax and go back and court tell you say them get it by adverse possession. We got it because
tax appear on the land. Tax appear on 5 acre.
No, Rita engaged me in a conversation in 2010, but you all are not even paying taxes. Mrs. Nana, how can we be paying taxes when we don't even know the folio number, the volume number, and you have never indicated to us? Just give us our piece, subdivide it, that we become the masters and mistresses of our own, then we would have our own tax to pay. We can't just go to tax office because we have to pay piece of tax because them person give it 5. She would have to make it official, and that's what I said to her, Nana, you would have to give us a subdivision that we become the masters of our own. We would have to pay our own tax because this is 27.5 acres. They still have 22.5 acres remaining. And we said, then whatever they're going to do, what you can do with the 22.5, why take that?
Oh, you mean them cannot build high-rise housing scheme down there, where you talk about?
Yeah,
but
but
plan for leave over 5
acres outside, you still have 22.5. This would have come in like the more them have it is, the more them want it.
Yeah, but maybe at that too. Oh, you mean maybe at that? Maybe at that, you know. So it's like...
This seems like the game has been quoted, you know.
Well, who call the game? Tell me who call the game.
That's the question.
Who called the game? No, tell me who called the game. Tell me who called the game.
The person who gave and retract called the game.
No, but Rita Marley never retract it.
Her power of attorney.
Rita Marley never retract it.
Rita wasn't in a position where she was not understanding how things were shaping prior to giving Stephanie power of attorney. So she knew about this.
Yeah, but you just said that she said our picnic and our grandpicnic them come before the house.
Yeah, she said she have to consider them. But
yeah, then consider it.
To her, Rita, that cannot, Nana, this cannot be said about what you have given to the order. You have given this to the church. This is not something you can withdraw, take back. Because
why she can't do it? Why she can't do it?
As a Rasta woman, you don't expect that.
No, watch out. We don't expect a whole heap of things.
Integrity and character.
No, yeah, but we don't, watch out, brethren. We don't expect a whole heap of things, you know. Because family, they know. Family, big woman and big woman, they don't know it for them picnic too. So, how you mean she can't take it back? She never said she will take it back. She just say she have to look out for her family. So, I know she will take it back.
Not about the 5 acres, about what is yours, because you don't give this already. It's not no longer yours. It might be yours because you never cut it off and give it that we can say, yes, legally on a document, this 5 acres is in the name of Theocracy Reign Order of the Nile.
Yeah, but you see how Jamaica set up and how them laws set up. Them a work with paper, you know, Virgin. A paper them a work with. Because me no want the 5 acre move. Because we know how much bingy me go there, so, and the joy and we spread over there, so. But in terms of paper, how men and people say paper. Paper. No, and even though the rest of them did abund the paper and abund this and abund that.
No.
Paper come right round back now.
We weren't doing that. We were saying to Nana Rita, said we need to have the land subdivided, and she too was on the page with us to say to Brother Miguel, get this here. And when them do the marking and the block work fence off 5 acres, even 5 acres on the back, that they even fencing a pit latrine we have, fence we out of a pit latrine we have, and we have to say, no, you can't to fence the pit latrine out onto your property. You have to move the fence and put back the pit latrine, which was the first toilet we were using until we upgraded to flush toilet. So they moved back that fence. So they showed us where the front is to the back, to the side. And the good thing that they did, they fenced the entire property. So what would have been our side was also fenced. The very gate that is locked is our gate. We put
all right, so may I ask you a question? Anyone we know Stephanie? You know anybody we know them personally, like friends?
Sister Mitzi has worked closely with the Marley Museum and was in dialogue on our behalf too.
Sister Mitzi was in dialogue with them?
Yes. And I met her once after the passing of her beloved husband, Ali Cole. That was when I really met her and had a quick conversation with her. You know, after, because we've been there every 6th of February, and you know, you might see one, but never know who is who within the family. Other than we know Steve and Ziggy and AJK, you know. Mm-hmm. But it does reach a situation now, Muta, where we just have to see where we go from here. I mean, I think most of the Nayabinga ones that move on in their spirit from Scott's Pass, you know, and some who live in the West probably are not mindful if all the being around in the West, you know, while others are mourning the loss of a central Nayabinga tabernacle, because Scott's Pass was like the heartbeat of the Nayabinga, you know, that was where the administrative elders were. I see, and the loss of God. Right now, Muta, I must tell you that today, some community people came and were crying. There was an elder lady who said, Rasta, don't put me on the camera. But you see, they just losing, not having you here again. Rasta, I could have come out early any morning, have somewhere to go early, I've known them.
Stephanie, I forgot to hear that, you know. Wait there. Stephanie, I forgot to hear that, you know, that have nothing to do with Rasta this on when she a ball and I said that.
No,
Stephanie, I forgot to hear that.
Man, I'm just saying this to say to Jamaica and the world, we are listening to you, that not just Rastafari is hurt by this. The community, there is a community club who come and say, Rasta, anything we have to do, call the club, we will come and clean up and do everything because we have benefited. You have people who say, Rasta, you know, long never teeth to take out and then to sell me 6,000 and now me can take out 2. Me get a cup of soup and me never know soup could have drink so nice without meat bone in there. And we get everything for free. There are a lot of people in gratitude of our presence there. Schools, universities, colleges. You know, Scott's Pass is on the Jamaica Library Service places of interest in Clarendon. So the center has stamped its mark on the people of Clarendon. I mean, from poorest.
And Stephanie know that? Stephanie know that?
Of course they should. They have seen all our posts and hear of all our activities. Nothing is hidden. I mean, I FM broadcast live. Now you have Bingy coronation in the morning.
I remember. We come down there and broadcast. But you see, I like find out. What I like find out is what is it that move them if you want to move the house, because there must be something behind this movement, must, and is that how more important is that move to them than the Nayabinga house? You know, see, because we could have talked about we do, and we not do, and we do, and we should have done a little more. If it's a case where Jerry and them are going to buy the place for milk rum, or if it's a place where, you know, they're going to build up a butcher shop, you know, it just. We need to find out is what they are going to do with the place. Well, if they are plan to sell it.
All that is left to be seen, Muta. I mean, when we
find out.
When the gates were closed, there were allegations that were placed on 2 signs that were at the front. It has to do with criminal activities. It has to do with theft. It has to do with illegal utility connections. Those were charges that were placed on not necessarily billboards smaller than what you call the regular billboard size, but they were placed, and we consider them very embarrassing to see people passing and see, oh, them lock them out because them a thief light and them a... We had a legal business with the Water Commission paying our bills. We had a legal thing with JPS all this time. Yes? And it's after there were a few happenings at Scott's Park that caused the house not to have consecutive bingies there. And I was saying to the audience...
So your fee says that why them tell the Rasta them to move?
No, if we have a little problem, then that don't tell you to just remove us from our side.
Yeah, but me have to try. You see, me have to weave around my head. What is it? Why is it that in at this time you know, when Rasta so prominent, the biggest Rasta family, some of the children them out of that family, I go decide say Rasta must occupy a Rasta own space, and that may I try to find out on my brain. What is it?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it because I mean those allegations could not. If those were allegations against us that were true, then the police would have intervened and we would have been arrested. Public service would have said to us that we come sooner with the legal connection. Up to the last thing that was there, we paid 18,000 in January. We paid 16,000 in water bills, 34,000 in a couple of months. Yes, we were still having some arrears, but that did not constitute anything
criminal.
Should be seen as criminal. And I mean,
all right. Well, Bridget, I cut up about it. You know why I cut up about it? Because it's a Rasta family. I do it to Rasta and Rita Marley, who did the good thing, is not in a position to talk nor walk now. So we don't know the mind of Stephanie until we talk to her. You know, we would have to talk to Stephanie to find out what is it, why she decides say she want to move the Rasta, and see what is the best way to resolve the issue. If it's something that she say wrong with the Rasta being there, just say it and see if you can resolve it. Or if you sell them, I'm going to sell the place. Tell Rastas how much will be, how much will
5-year cards.
How much is 5-year cards? Yeah, I mean, even though you say a gift, Bridget, but for save the grace, if them come and say we have to pay for the 5-year cards, we rally all the rest of them in the world and say, watch you know, headquarters that we need some money to do that. And we just do that, simple. You know, see, and get papers for it and everything. So it's not a matter of say you lose it, It's a matter of finding out why is it that she want the rats them to move off of the land. It's just simple. Why you want to move off of the land? Because I want to sell it.
I'm sure on that property there is no criminal element that we could say criminal.
Yes.
So all who did it. I mean,
we can argue on that too. We can talk about that.
I know we lost one of the Japanese.
I remember all of that, man. Remember all of that.
When that came up, it probably seemed as if the big Rasta knew about it. But that was not so. The community and the Rasta community, you know, if them Bingy man could have multiplied the Japanese into 20 more, they would have done so based on the love and charitable nature of that Bridget. That is not a goose they would want to kill because he was laying golden eggs.
Yeah, well, it was not. It was anyway. We have to move Bridget because...
Muta and to find the Marleys in disrepute, because when people saw this demonstration today, people are angry. The world is angry right now. I'm reading some of the things. To hear CVM says Rasta against Rasta, someone told me I didn't see it myself.
No, CVM are idiot, man. See, watch out. Them want that, them want to say that, them well want to say that. How they see it now, panel, what them call the social media, that's a damn foolishness. Yeah, them want to say that. You can't hide from that now. CVM, the Star, and all of these people, want something in Rasta.
Catchy headline.
Yeah, just like how them have something in. Just like how them have something in Christianity now, where a guy come say him can't bring back people alive and him stab people, start sacrifice. Them want to find something like that in a Rasta. You know see it? So them not gonna find it though, them not gonna find it. Anyway, we have to move forward. Give thanks, Bridget.
Love and blessing, Rasta, more life and health.
And what hope say the liar them can move? What hope say the liar them can move fast, man it though. The liar them a move slow, Bridget.
Engage Miguel in a conversation on the cutting edge.
I should have do that. Yes,
sir.
You will have a program a while ago, don't it? You will have a program a while ago.
Him just done seeing that, Ken. When him done, you have the bat now, you got with it.
Okay. Well, yeah, should I got because it come like them liar them move slow.
Yeah, I think
liar
so too.
Move slow.
I think so too. And our part as Naya Bingi too, I think just the respect for the Marleys, we didn't want a brawl, we did just want
no brawl now go there. No brawl now go there. At that CVM and the Star One, no brawl now go there.
That's why we had never gone out there in a demonstration from the thing after.
Them want brawl to blast it all over. Yeah, the Rasta fight against Rasta.
Because, we consider the Marley them family, that's how things are.
Them want vaccinated with them virus, All right, Bridget, you have to move here. To cut in the edge on IRFM.